2 months before Christmas, I'd given my wife Lisa a diamond necklace for our 40th anniversary. Cost me $8,000. She'd cried, kissed me, said, "I'm the luckiest woman alive." On Christmas Eve, standing in front of my entire family, she wore that same necklace and said, "I'm leaving James. I've found someone who actually makes me feel alive." The truth is, I've been faking it for 20 years. Faking happiness. Faking love. Pretending this boring, pathetic man was enough for me. My mother gasped. My sister stared. The room went silent. Lisa smiled, actually smiled, and continued. "I wanted to tell you all on Christmas, so you'd stop pretending our marriage is something to admire. It's not. It's a lie. And I'm done living it." Then my daughter Emily, 23, home from law school, stood up and said quietly, "Mom, should Dad and I show everyone the videos now? The 6 months of recordings? Or should we start with how you stole $120,000 from my college fund to spend on Brian?" Lisa's smile vanished. "Actually," Emily continued, pulling out her laptop. "Let's start with the audio from October when you told Brian you'd been counting down the days until David dies so you can finally be free." I stood beside my daughter. "You wanted to destroy me on Christmas, Lisa, in front of everyone, so let's show them who you really destroyed." What happened next was the most brutal Christmas gift I've ever given. 40 years. For decades married to the same woman. On our anniversary, October 15th. I'd taken Lisa to Giuseppe's, the restaurant where I'd proposed in 1984. I'd saved for months to buy her that diamond necklace, something special, something worthy of 40 years together. She'd opened the box and tears had filled her eyes. "David, it's beautiful. I don't deserve you. You deserve everything," I'd said. We'd danced that night. She'd laid her head on my shoulder. I'd thought, genuinely thought, we were solid. 40 years. 2 kids. A good life. I was an idiot. 3 weeks later, my daughter called from law school. "Dad, I need to tell you something about Mom. I came home early last weekend. She was with Uncle Brian in our driveway. Dad, they were kissing. Brian, my sister Karen's husband, my brother-in-law of 15 years. The world tilted. Are you absolutely sure? I took photos. Dad, I'm so sorry." That night I looked at the photos. My wife of 40 years, kissing my sister's husband, wearing the necklace I'd just given her. I should have confronted her, but something Emily said stopped me. "Dad, I think there's more. Mom missed my law school graduation last month, said she had the flu, but I saw her Instagram, she was at a spa resort, with friends. I think one of those friends was Brian." My daughter's graduation. Lisa had missed it. I'd gone alone, so proud of Emily. And Lisa had been with Brian. I said carefully, "Don't tell your mother you know. Let me look into this. If this is happening, I need to know how deep it goes." I hired a private investigator the next day. Within 2 weeks the investigator, a retired cop named Martinez, had the full picture, and it was worse than I'd imagined. "Mr. Foster, the affair started 8 months ago, but that's not the worst part." He showed me bank records. "Your wife has been transferring money from your joint accounts to a separate account, also from your daughter's education fund, a trust you set up when she was born. Like, subscribe, comment your city, let's get into it." I stared at the numbers. $120,000. Stolen from Emily's future. "There's more," Martinez said. "I recorded a conversation between your wife and Brian at a coffee shop. You need to hear this." He played the audio. "Lisa. I can't do this much longer. David's so boring I want to scream. Last night he tried to tell me about some documentary he watched. I actually fell asleep while he was talking. Brian. When are you leaving him? Lisa. Christmas. I'll announce it at dinner with his whole family there. Maximum impact. By then we'll have moved enough money that he can't touch it. Brian. What about the kids? Lisa. Emily's busy with law school, Jake's at college. They'll understand eventually. Besides, David's been a mediocre father, always working. I'm doing them a favor showing them what a real relationship looks like. Brian. Karen's going to be pissed. Lisa. Karen's boring too, she'll get over it. And honestly, David will probably just fade away. He's 63, no fight left in him. I'll take the house, half his retirement, and he'll end up in some sad apartment counting down until he dies. They laughed. Both of them. I listened to that recording 5 times. The woman I'd loved for 40 years thought I was boring, pathetic, and would just fade away. I called Emily. How good are you at gathering evidence? Top of my evidence class. Why? Because we're going to destroy your mother. For 6 months, Emily and I became a 2-person investigation team. She installed hidden cameras, legal, in our own home. We tracked Lisa's movements, documented every meeting with Brian, recorded conversations when they met in our house. The evidence was devastating. We recorded Lisa and Brian in my office planning the Christmas announcement. We documented every dollar she moved. We tracked expensive gifts she bought Brian with my credit card. But the worst moment came in November. Emily was home for Thanksgiving. Lisa was upstairs getting ready to go shopping with friends. Emily was in the kitchen with me when her phone dinged. It was a bank alert, something she'd set up to monitor a trust fund. "Dad," she said, her voice shaking. "Mom just transferred another $15,000 from my college fund." "What?" "My trust fund. The one you set up when I was born for law school. Mom's been draining it. Dad, there's barely $30,000 left. There should be $150,000. I looked at my daughter, brilliant, hard-working Emily who'd earned a full scholarship to law school so she wouldn't have to touch that trust fund, and saw tears streaming down her face. "She stole my future," Emily whispered. "Her own daughter's education fund. For what? Hotels with Brian." That was the moment I stopped feeling guilty about what we were planning. I said, "we're going to make her pay for everything. Every dollar. Every lie. Every moment she made us feel like we weren't enough." Emily wiped her tears. Christmas Eve. We expose her in front of everyone. Grandma, Grandpa, Aunt Karen, everyone who thinks she's this perfect wife and mother. And we press charges, I added, for theft, fraud, everything. "Good," Emily said. "She deserves prison." Lisa had gone all out. Prime rib dinner. Expensive decorations. She'd bought everyone elaborate gifts, with money stolen from our daughter. My parents arrived, my sister Karen and Brian, our son Jake home from college. Perfect family Christmas. During dinner, I watched Lisa. She was radiant, laughing, playing the perfect hostess. She'd seated Brian across from her. They kept exchanging looks. My mother complimented the meal, my father talked about old Christmases. Karen thanked Lisa for the beautiful table setting. I said nothing. Just waited. After dessert, we moved to the living room. That's when Lisa stood up, wearing the $8,000 necklace I'd given her for our anniversary. "Everyone, I have an announcement. Like button if you're enjoying this. Let me tell you what happened. Here we go. I'm leaving James." My mother's wine glass stopped halfway to her mouth. "I've been unhappy for years. The truth is, I've been faking it for 20 years. Faking happiness, faking love, pretending this boring, pathetic man was enough for me." My father stood up. "Lisa, that's enough." "No, Dad." She turned to my father. "You all need to, I'll give him that. But he's dull, predictable. He talks about boring things, wants to stay home every weekend, never takes risks. I found someone who actually makes me feel alive." She looked directly at me. "I'm sorry, David, but you've been phoning it in for years, and I'm done settling." The room erupted in shocked voices, but Lisa wasn't finished. "I wanted you all to know on Christmas because this family has been pretending our marriage is something to admire for too long. It's not. It's a cautionary tale, and I'm done being the dutiful wife." That's when Emily stood up, pulled out her laptop, and said calmly, "Mom, should Dad and I show everyone the videos we've been recording for 6 months? Or should we start with the $120,000 you stole from my college fund to spend on Brian?" Lisa's face went white. Brian shifted uncomfortably. Karen turned to him. "Brian, what is she talking about?" "Actually," Emily said, opening her laptop. Let's start with the audio from October, when you told Brian, Dad's brother-in-law, and Karen's husband, that you'd been counting down the days until David dies so you can finally be free. She hit play. Lisa's voice filled the room. David's so boring I want to scream. Last night he tried to tell me about some documentary. I actually fell asleep while he was talking. My mother made a sound like she'd been slapped. David will probably just fade away. He's 63. No fight left in him. I'll take the house, half his retirement, and he'll end up in some sad apartment counting down until he dies. Emily stopped the audio. Should I play more? We have 6 months of recordings. Lisa, my father said, his voice shaking with rage. You stole from your own daughter. It's not, I was going to pay it back. With what? Emily demanded. The money you were planning to steal from Dad? Or were you going to use the $50,000 Brian borrowed from Dad last year for his mother's surgery? Everyone turned to Brian. Karen's face was pure horror. What surgery? Your mother is fine. She lives in Florida. He borrowed the money, I said quietly, claiming his mother needed emergency surgery. I gave it to him because he was family. Turns out he used it to take my wife on vacation to Maui. I pulled out receipts, hotel bills, restaurant charges, all with Brian's credit card, all during the time his mother was supposedly dying. Karen stood up and slapped her husband so hard the sound echoed. You son of a bitch, she said. Then she turned to Lisa. And you? You're wearing a necklace my brother bought you, for your anniversary, while you were sleeping with my husband. Karen, Lisa started. Show them the rest, I said to Emily. Emily clicked her laptop, photos filled the screen. Lisa and Brian at hotels, kissing, holding hands, text messages planning the Christmas announcement, bank statements showing theft. Then Emily pulled out another document. Mom also took out a credit card in Dad's name, maxed it out on gifts for Brian. $35,000 in debt Dad knew nothing about. My mother walked over to Lisa and said, in a voice I'd never heard from her, you are a thief and a liar. Get out of my son's house. This is my house, Lisa started. Actually it's not, I said. I bought this house in 1985 before we married. It's in my name only. My lawyer filed paperwork 3 days ago removing you from the residence. You have no claim. Brian tried to speak. David, if you just what? Karen turned on him. Just let you destroy my brother's life. Just let you steal from your own family. She pulled out her phone. By the way, I've been documenting your business dealings, Brian. The client money you've been borrowing. The fake invoices. I was going to report you quietly after New Year, but now I'm calling the police tonight. Brian's face went gray. Lisa looked around the room, at my parents, at Karen, at our kids, and found no sympathy anywhere. You're all overreacting, she said desperately. David, tell them you're boring, that I deserve. You deserve prison, Emily said coldly. We're pressing charges, theft, fraud, identity theft for the credit card. Mom, you're going to jail. David, Lisa turned to me, voice breaking. Please, 40 years, that has to mean something. I looked at the woman I'd loved for 4 decades. The woman who'd stolen from our daughter. Who'd called me boring and pathetic. Who'd planned to leave me alone in a sad apartment while she lived off my money with my brother-in-law. You're right, I said. 40 years does mean something. It means I wasted 40 years on someone who thought I was dead weight. Get out. David. Now. Lisa and Brian left together. The door closed behind them. Christmas music was still playing softly in the background. Karen collapsed on the couch, crying. My mother held her. Jake sat stunned. My father poured whiskey with shaking hands. Emily hugged me. Merry Christmas, Dad. Merry Christmas, sweetheart. Lisa was charged with theft, fraud, and identity theft. She pleaded guilty to avoid trial. 18 months in prison, 5 years probation, full restitution. Brian lost his business when Karen reported his fraud. He was charged with embezzlement from his clients. 2 years in prison. Karen divorced him immediately. She and I are closer than ever. I'm so sorry, she told me. I brought that man into our family. You didn't know, I said. Neither did I. The $120,000 stolen from Emily's trust fund was recovered. Emily graduated law school with honors. She's now a prosecutor specializing in financial crimes. Wonder where she got that interest. Jake struggled with his mother's betrayal, but he's in therapy, doing better. He told me last month, "Dad, you showed me what integrity looks like. Mom showed me what happens when you don't have any." 6 months after Christmas, I met someone. Her name is Anne. She's a widow, runs a bookstore, loves documentaries. We talk for hours. She thinks my stories are interesting, not boring. This Christmas Eve, we had dinner at my house. Emily brought her boyfriend. Jake came home from college. Karen and her new boyfriend joined us, my parents, a new family dinner. As we sat around the table, and raised her glass to David, for teaching his kids that sometimes the best revenge is living well. And putting criminals in prison, Emily added with a grin. Don't forget that part. We laughed, real laughter. Later I got a text from an unknown number, Lisa, from prison. I made a mistake, I'm sorry. Can we talk when I get out? I showed Emily. She took my phone and typed, Mom, this is Emily. No, lose this number, you're dead to us. She handed the phone back. Problem solved. That night, after everyone left, Anne and I sat by the tree. Do you ever regret how it ended? She asked. I thought about Lisa standing in my living room, wearing my necklace, calling me boring and pathetic, planning to leave me alone while she lived off money stolen from her daughter. No, I said. She wanted to destroy me on Christmas. Instead, she destroyed herself, and I got my life back. And squeezed my hand. Well, I think you're fascinating. Even when I talk about documentaries, she laughed, especially then. Lisa is in prison. Brian is in prison. I'm in my house with someone who actually loves me. Merry Christmas to me. She thought I'd fade away, that I was too old, too boring, too defeated to fight back. She forgot I raised a daughter who became a prosecutor, a daughter who knows how to gather evidence, build a case, and destroy criminals. And that's exactly what Lisa became, a criminal who stole from her own family. Her perfect Christmas betrayal became her perfect Christmas destruction, in front of everyone, just like she wanted. If this story moved you, if you felt the betrayal, the justice, or the redemption deep inside, please take a moment to hit like.